Are you ready to make next year the one where your vision finally starts to take shape? As we approach the end of the year, it's a perfect time to set goals that actually get us somewhere rather than just spinning our wheels. Welcome back to Transformation with Anne Mariah, where we talk about practical ways to build a fulfilling life and business. I'm your host, Anne, and today we're looking at a topic that can make or break the direction of your life and business. And I'll say, unfortunately, it's a topic that we all believe we understand because we've heard it over and over again. But it's one thing to hear it, it's another thing to implement it in a way that serves you. And so today we're talking about goal setting. As we wrap up another year, it's natural to reflect on what we've accomplished and what's next. But here's the thing, while dreaming big is essential, those dreams stay just that, dreams without a concrete plan. Too often I see business owners with incredible visions, but stuck in place simply because they haven't broken into their vision in a way that serves the business or their lives. They haven't put down actionable steps that the team can understand, that the team can implement. A few years back, I worked with a group of passionate founders. They had bold dreams. They could clearly describe where they wanted to go. In terms of the business, they were very clear on the impact they wanted to have. I mean, listening to them, you could almost feel the arrival of them getting into the fulfillment of this dream. And they even had milestones of what they hoped to hit. But here's the catch. While they were crystal clear on the end goal, they were sketchy about how to get there. Each founder had ideas, but there wasn't any unified approach. For years, they'd been moving in circles, making no substantial progress because their efforts were scattered. They were like a team on a treadmill, busy, active, but staying in one place. You can imagine how frustrating that is. It wasn't a lack of motivation or even a lack of resources, but it was a lack of targeted, actionable plan. Let me say that again. It was the lack of a targeted action plan to bridge the gap between vision and action. Their story isn't uncommon at all, and it's something I see too often. Great intentions with little structure to guide them forward. So how can you avoid the hamster wheel of scattered efforts? How can you actually move strategically toward your vision? Here are 4 ways that can make all the difference. The first one is starting with very specific goals that can be implemented and that have a clear metric. You can measure it. The first step starts with making your goals so clear where you're able to say, I want to grow my business, but they're also measurable because you're now saying, I want to grow my business by 20% in the first quarter of next year. Or I want to increase my clients by 50 new clients by the time we get to the mid-year. You see, the clearer the target, the easier it is to move towards it and to map a plan as to how you will get there. So the second thing is set milestones that have clear deadlines. So if you see, oftentimes you will create a goal, but not set a time frame by which it must be done. Having the deadline creates urgency and also ensures that you have accountability. So think about this, like I said with the first one, I said that you want to have this done by the end of the first quarter. That's a deadline. And what happens is with each milestone, it becomes a stepping stone to getting closer to attaining the larger goal. As you set these very specific time frames, what will happen is you avoid drifting and you actually can stay grounded in actionable, timely progress. The other thing is break down those goals into weekly and daily actions. Here, honestly, is where the magic happens. Once you have the big goals and milestones in place and you break them down, what happens is you get more clarity around what you want to be doing every week, what you want to be doing every day to stay on track. And this actually then becomes the basis of your meetings, so that your meetings are very targeted, they're very intentional, leading and guiding into the very thing you want to do. So if you want to launch a new product, you're breaking this down to clear goals. You have weekly tasks, like you want to finalize design, you want to source suppliers, but every day you are moving closer to where you intend to get to. And guess what? This helps your team recognize that what they are doing is actually contributing significantly to the bigger vision. The fourth aspect is reviewing and adjusting regularly. The best goals you can ever have are those that you can actually adapt to whatever might be going on. Every month, every quarter, review your progress and be open to adjusting the plan if it's necessary. Tweak what's not working. If a new opportunity comes up that you hadn't, thought through or seen ahead of time, see how then this builds into what already you're working on. If something isn't working, don't continue working with it. Quickly be agile, pivot to what should work. And your regular check-ins will ensure that you're on the right track. And if you need to shift a few things, you can do that. So this is the thing. Goal setting is not cast in stone necessarily. It's something you want to work with as a working document where you have these big rocks that you're working towards, but you're regularly coming and checking on how they're doing, how you're doing, how your team is doing, whether it feels right or not. And this is one of the most powerful ways of turning your vision into a reality, but it will only work if you're intentional, if you're strategic, and you're adaptable. So as you look to the year ahead, I encourage you, take a step back. Think about the goals that will really move you forward, those that align with your vision, and create a path that will get you there and that will be fulfilling for your life and business. So what's one strategic goal you want to work towards? I'd love to hear from you. Let's support each other as we build lives and businesses that we envision. Thank you for joining me today, and I can't wait to see how you take your goals from ideas to impactful actions.